Hello everyone, I'm Renarumi, and welcome. Today we're going to be watching video, but first I wanted to talk about why I'm watching this video. And it's mostly because I think Charlie can explain this better than I can, but I wanted to add the tidbit here at the beginning. You know, video games are getting more expensive. It sucks that Nintendo has put their metaphorical balls on the table as being one of the biggest companies when it comes to video games. No offense if I had little Timmy asking me, Mommy, Daddy, can I buy have a $90, $80 video game? I would look at them and go, no, go the fuck outside. Here's a rock, here's a stick, here's a ball and a cup. Eat shit, little Timmy. And I'm not even joking about this. This is a situation that I think was a long time overcome. Nintendo is going to be one of the big three. It was going to be Nintendo, Sony, or Xbox. It was always going to be one of them. People forget that these companies do not care for you. Once upon a time, a long while back, I believe Sony said something along the lines of, you will have nothing and you will enjoy it, or something like that. Essentially referring to physical copies you're not going to own. From my understanding, companies are going to a more format to where it's like, even if you were to buy a physical copy, now they're up pricing you, and you're not going to actually own a physical copy. You're just getting like a thing to pretty much give you permission to download it. Kind of like you're buying it on a card and then going like on the Steam website and typing in the code, Something kind of like that is how I kind of see it. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I have definitely bought stuff off of Steam, off of like the PlayStation Store, but to be fair, when you go to places like these old like retail stores or old gaming stores, and I've looked for like an older copy of like a Pokemon game, for example, and find it up to like 70 to 40, or not 40, God, I wish it was 40, but up to like $70 in some cases for like old games, and I'm talking even $100. Granted, they're trying to cheat you, but that is how it is. Anyway, this is something I just it's been in the back of my mind. And another thing, and this is just something I seen rolling around, and I wanted to clarify. And one, tariffs aren't in effect for this yet. However, I seen an acquaintance of mine make the claim that, oh wow, of course the video games are more expensive now. There's tariffs on Japan. It's like, bro, the tariffs haven't gone through yet. You realize that, right? That they were talked about. They're in negotiation plans right now. Nintendo evil and will do whatever they can to set a new precedent for that money. They want that money. I think this is very bad faith of the person who stated this. I'm not going to say names. I just think that you should do better in looking into things. Because when people do things in the government, it doesn't happen instantly. There's a reason why our government right now is throwing so much stuff early term, and it's because by the time the term's up, some of that shit probably won't get done if they wait. No offense. I hate that might have come off a bit political. Hopefully it didn't, because I don't think I'm saying anything that I think is distrustful or unfaithful, but I had to at least clarify so some people in the back would understand and maybe understand where I'm coming from. I can't afford an $80 to $70 or $80 to $90 game. No offense. Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, I'm probably going to go to the emulating crowd. I'm sorry. And I've never emulated like any other games, but this would push me to it. No offense. $100 video game, $100 groceries. Groceries are expensive right now. I've seen an actual slight decline in grocery costs recently, but they're still going to be pretty expensive for a while. Anyway, without further ado, we have this Moist Critical video that honestly probably makes him feel very vindicated. I remember him talking about it a long time ago. and we're gonna watch it. Vivi actually sent this video a while back, and now we're gonna watch it together. Chat. We're gonna watch it together. Stream. So this is the Penguin Zero himself. Hopefully you got through my yapping. I'm pretty sure this man is going to explain it better than I ever could. So without further ado, hopefully we can hear it. Ooh, it does not look like you guys can hear it actually. Hang on. Let me fix my volume because for some reason, hang on, let's fix it. Crank it up all the way. I want to make sure we can hear this man. I want to make sure you guys can hear him.
Of it. For years,
there we
I
go.
have thrown innumerable tomatoes at this company for a variety of reasons, and today I feel so vindicated after all the Nintendo Switch 2 announcements. Now, first things first, the games they showed look incredible. I was actually salivating.
He's not wrong. The games that they showed, like the Donkey Kong one, looked pretty fucking good. The Samus one looked really fun. They're not worth that much money.
And ready to like make a whole video
Won't be doing it.
Nintendo for how hype the announcements
were. Pretty hype.
The new FromSoft game, the Duskbloods, that came out of nowhere, and we finally got like a couple of tiddlywinks, like almost fucking, you know, subliminal messaging of Silksong. It was only like 6 seconds.
Bro, okay, yeah, my brother was talking about Silksong. He's like, is it coming out this year? Oh god, yeah, no, Silksong's finally getting announced too, but you know it's gonna be fucking expensive now because of this shit.
The footage, but
let's be real.
Hopefully it won't. Got a release date this year. Those are two things I said would never happen: a FromSoft reveal and Silksong information. I said would never happen at a Nintendo Direct.
Brother jinxed himself.
Right in my fucking pussy, Nintendo comes in and smokes my whole wiener with this.
No!
As is tradition, anytime I make predictions about games, or really anything, any of my predictions, I'm like 0 for 2000. I actually feel like when I make a prediction, I am jinxing it and manifesting the opposite into reality. So actually, I think a lot of people should thank me for these predictions, because I feel like if I never said anything, we would not see anything from Silksong, nor would there even be a new FromSoft title. I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
But amazing announcements. Even aside from those, there were just so many cool things that they showed at the Nintendo Direct. And then
he's not even wrong when he's talking about how like there's so many cool things. Because there was a lot of cool shit that Nintendo showed off. I only watched the cliff notes. I didn't stay around for the whole thing. I was at work. I have a full-time job. But that is a funny picture to pause on. Oh my goodness. But he's like, sorry. But yeah, no, it just sucks. Cuz like they're building up hype and then they fucking like slap you in the face at the end of it.
Immediately after it ends, while they're still riding this high, they have all this hype. They hit everyone with the cold water.
Oh god.
So much
that's worse.
bad news
slap to the
about
face.
the Switch 2, from the pricing to the way physical copies are treated, and all of it completely ruined everyone's excitement. It was a masterclass in how to take the wind out of your own sails. It was just deflating. Like, you got more bad news following the Nintendo Direct than all of your party members down the Oregon Trail suffering from all those diseases and ailments every time you take 2 steps.
Rough. That is rough, buddy.
Nintendo did an immaculate job of completely wiping their ass with all the goodwill they built up from that fucking Direct. So I want to start with the most infuriating.
I have to say though, you know, that's the crazy part too, is Nintendo needs its consumers to buy from them. You have the problem of people either, oh, we're just gonna buy anyway, or you have the problem of, oh, well, we're just not going to buy. I'm part of the people who's just not going to buy any other stuff from now on. That's how that's gonna be. If Pokemon A and Z is worth this much, I'm stopping playing I'm not playing Pokemon anymore. That shit will be emulated for the rest of my days. If I ever had a child come up to me, I want to play the Pokemon. Oh, how much is it, little Timmy? Oh, $100? No! Slaps it out of hand. You go over there and grab a fucking ball and a cup. We're not dealing with this. Okay. Damn, like, but to build up the hype and then just, you know, take it all away. Because you want people to buy it. You don't want to screw people over. But that's how it is. You got to pick. Do you want food or do you want a video game now? That's where we're at.
Switch 2 games will be more expensive And that might you thinking, well, this
Yay.
probably means they're just going to be $70. Like all of them across the board
No.
going to be $70, which is more expensive. You're wrong. They're actually, in some cases, going to be $80. And not only are the digital downloads of these games going up to $80 in some cases, from what I'm reading, some of the physical copies of these games will be going to $90.
Crazy.
Now, what this means is Nintendo's off their fucking gourd. I can't even make this kind of markup in Schedule 1 with my drugs because no one would buy them. Going up to $20 over the normal market value,
that's crazy.
That's unheard of, but it's Nintendo. They can
Yep.
strong arm their way and get away with it. And what this means is
will.
$80 games, and I guess in some cases $90 physical copies, that's going to become the industry standard. All of the other big players in the industry are going to follow suit. Nintendo.
What really sucks about this is you think about the last year of gaming that we've had, all the absolute shit games that we've had come out this last year. Like, the only good one that I can think of, and it was the only game that I said that would make me like bust my wallet and buy a PlayStation, was Monster Hunter. So, Monster Hunter Wilds, and I held true to that. I held off getting a PlayStation 5 until Monster Hunter Wilds was like right at release, and then I got it. And it's just it all the other I looked. There's not a lot of good games. I've seen reviews, I've seen gameplay, I've seen people play games, and really Steam is like the only one that you can get at least half decent games, and at least cheap enough where it's you know anything, and they at least have good deals. But with the Nintendo, they don't have any good deals. They really don't. It's like, this is our set price, buy it, deal with it, consume product, and then buy more product to consume. And it sucks. Damn.
Nintendo has just busted the lid off of $80 as a normal amount to charge.
This is how much you
for
should be
a
buying
digital
for now.
copy of games. That sucks so much shit through a crazy straw. I couldn't even begin to describe how on brand that is for Nintendo. Some people are surprised. I was surprised Nintendo didn't do something like this sooner. I have said for so long how out of touch this company is and how anti-consumer Nintendo as a company is. They make great games, bangers, games that are very special to me. You'll find a lot of them on my shelf. But the company itself is the antithesis of fun and friendly. They are brutal and greedy. And they
massively
knew
greedy.
They could get away with this kind of pricing. They knew it, and they will get away with it, unfortunately. And now people are finally starting to see, like, oh no, this company, like, they don't fucking like us.
I don't think
like,
so.
They do not really.
Here's the thing. I think, like, I want to believe this so much. I want to believe that people are taking off the rose-tinted glasses of the nostalgia from their childhood and believing this, that they're greedy and that they're honestly kind of evil. It's not going to happen. People are still going to buy product. People are still going to buy the games. It's still going to go on. And the worst part is, you have a whole nother camp of people who are, and I hate to say this in one of my fucking videos, politically driven to try to stir up the pot when it doesn't have anything to do with it. And they will. And it's just going to make it worse for everybody. Honest and true.
The consumer, and I feel so vindicated. Like, I feel like, our ancestors
Vindication.
way back in the day when that one person spoke up and said,
Vindication.
"Well, instead of eating it raw, we cook
Shoot
our
him.
meat."
Stone him.
And we got, like, pummeled.
You can't
by
cook your
rocks
meat.
from the
Stop
rest
that.
of the group. Well, that was me, and now instead of throwing rocks, people are finally being like, "No, wait, maybe this meat is getting cooked here." Nintendo is a meat cooker.
That's a good
ass.
allegation,
Like,
honestly,
I got lost in the analogy I was trying to make.
analyzation.
Point is, I've said for so long how mean of a company Nintendo is.
They are.
And how they do not respect you.
They don't. They went out of their way to, like, crush, like, fan games, emulators, people who are doing, like, anything fan-esque. They do not like you. They don't care. Hell, I'm surprised there's even porn. I've got to be real. It's kind of crazy to say that, but I'm surprised they don't, go out of their way. But then again, I guess that would mean they'd have to claim that, wouldn't they? Anyway.
company wouldn't piss in your mouth if you were dying of thirst unless you paid them $60 up front for the convenience fee. So this is the perfect demonstration that Nintendo
He's always got really good
will just do anything for
analogies.
A couple extra doubloons. So they are now at the $80 price tag for some of their games, which will no doubt have a pretty big effect on the rest of the gaming sector as a whole.
Sorry.
And that is bleak. You hate to see that. I have been one of those Scrooges humbugging that ridiculous rumor that GTA 6 is going to cost $100.
Oh, it probably will.
I have been fighting on the front lines of that.
It'll probably be
for a year.
$100.
After seeing Nintendo drop this shit here, I'm starting to think Rockstar might just try it too. Because it really, you can basically charge whatever you want. Nintendo is now setting the precedent, and I think Rockstar will follow. Maybe GTA 6 truly will cost $100. Now, I made a brief mention at the beginning of the video about how they're treating physical releases, and this is what I was
Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the game key card is in your key, the downloading, and the full game of your system via the internet. Wow! You mean to tell me when I buy the video game, I can't just load up the game right away? I have to have a digital download? What? What? Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. Wow, yay. Don't own it, dude.
It's about their game key card. So apparently, the game key cards are like basically giving you access to download the game via
here's a
the
nice
internet.
little
So you
here's our permission
copy. It's not like the game you're getting. You're just getting Nintendo's stamp of approval to download the game itself. Which ties into the old Ubisoft quote of "You'll own nothing, and you'll like it." That's not exactly what they said.
Yep,
they said, I think
even I remembered that. Fuck.
Gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games or not owning anything, something to that effect. And Nintendo seems to be following suit with that philosophy. You're not actually owning anything if you're buying a physical copy of a game. You're still just getting a permission slip, literally like a library card. Not even a library card, actually.
Less than
you're
that.
Getting like a hall pass where you get to put your physical copy into the Switch 2 in order to download the game itself from Nintendo. You don't own shit. You own absolutely nothing. You own the idea of being able to have this game on your console. It's amazing, which has become the norm. Now, I have always, not always, but for like the last like 8 or 9 years, I've been like a big digital downloader. I haven't really bought physical copies in a while. But over the last year, you've heard me talk about it quite a bit. I've become a huge advocate
like to find
for
physical copies
of things because, as we've seen time and time again,
they're hard to come by.
You don't own it, so you can lose access to it forever because it's not really yours. And I think that sucks. What you
a great example of this is I think of the game Infamous. Because I want to play Infamous 1, I want to play Infamous 2. Don't own either of them. I used to have a physical copy. I lost them down the line. Or either that or they were stolen from me from like a friend's house. But yeah, those are games that I've wanted to have back. But the only way you could do it was like PlayStation Now, which really sucked because PlayStation Now at the time was garbage. And I was like, well, I don't want to replay it like that because it would be real bad. But for real though, yeah, definitely if there's a physical copy of games that are like, you know, of games you love, you definitely need to get them. And I really wish I would have gotten some of or taken better care of some of my physical copies that I've had throughout the years. Because I have some like rough ones, like Digimon Rumble 2. That was a fun one, and it eventually, the fucking disc on it got scratched real bad. And it, there's those types of games you can't find. Those rare little gems that bring you so much joy.
You should have the right to it. Like, you own it. If you want to play it, you should be able to do that. Even if you don't have internet access, or even if you lose your account that housed it, as long as you have the physical copy, you should still be able to pop that bitch in
and play it.
So I've become a huge advocate for physical copies, especially now that so many things are just getting outright removed and deleted, and they're just
true
because there's no physical copies.
That's
I think
true.
It's
also
more important than ever, and now Nintendo's taken a step to ensure that physical copies are even more meaningless. It's very sad. And since you're not even getting the game itself through these physical copies, it makes this $90 price tag even more baffling, even more of a head scratcher, because what you're getting is fundamentally an empty
Damn.
box with a code on it.
You want a
get
box?
a tiny little doohickey. You get a thingamajig you put in your Switch 2 that is not the full game. It does not have the full game data. They make that very clear. It does not contain full game data. And you get that key to then download the game from the internet. So why are you paying
And
even
Nintendo's
more
internet's
money for that
garbage.
while still getting the same service? The only thing that changes is you get a fucking box with it. It's craziness. It's actual craziness what Nintendo tries to get away with, and what they inevitably will get away with.
Yeah,
it's
people,
such a shame too, because the Switch 2
people
does seem to be
people who love physical copies and having physical media, this really screws them over. Here's my box that I now can put in the background of my area, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that really sucks. It doesn't even have full game. It's really sad.
Significant upgrade over the Switch 1, which of course isn't saying much because the Nintendo Switch is basically like a fucking glorified 2011 smartphone. That shit is wimpy. And the Switch 2 is finally a modern console. Finally some real power. And they showed so many good games for it coming out. It's extremely exciting, that catalog. But now, I can't be excited for it because I hate the precedent they're setting with this pricing. I hate the precedent they're setting with the physical copies. Which you can't even call them physical copies. They're not physical copies. You're getting a box with a code on it, basically. It's just
so sad.
Nintendo is insatiable in their appetite for more money. A gluttonous corporation, which it should be a surprise to no one, but it really is just egregious here with what they're doing for the Switch 2 and its pricing for some of the games. So yeah, it's not super fun, Nintendo. Don't like that very much. That's about it.
Yep. So that was Charlie's take on it. I mean, listen, you gotta understand. Like, this is one of the things that just really irked me. If 80 becomes the norm, then piracy will become the norm too, which is very true. Which is really sad because you want to see companies succeed, but you know, especially when they make things that you like. But at this point, piracy is the option, you know. What sucks about $90 games is the most games don't even justify the $60 price tag. True! That's what I was saying earlier. Most of the games are fucking garbage. It's, oh my god. This is truly devastating to the younger audience. Imagine trying to convince your parents to drop $90+ on a game over buying groceries. True! This is true. Can't buy a house, can't buy a GPU, can't buy a car, can't buy groceries, can't buy games. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Poor Jack. Poor guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this one. At least we know they chose to have the presentation on the day after April Fool's, so that you wouldn't think that the prices were a joke. Damn, ain't that something? Nintendo are going to be pissed off at the rate of piracy drastically skyrockets with their prices. True. Oh my goodness, it's so sad. Nearly $100 for one game. Only the game, nothing else. The last time I spent $100 on a game was a pre-order that got me the game, in-game bonuses, a physical status, art book, metal jewel case, and pin. That was 10 years ago. Absolutely insane. Damn. It's real sad. Oh yeah, here we go. This is also a good point. Nintendo also almost never discounts their first-party games. This price point will ripple through the entire industry. This is true. And, yeah. Blizzard 2018. Don't you guys have smartphones? Nintendo 2025. Do you not have a wallet and money? Yeah, so that's pretty much been what this video is. I hope people understand where I'm coming from. You cannot sit here and blame our government for everything because the prices of Nintendo went up. This was a long time coming. One of the three companies was going to do it. Nintendo's the only ones greedy enough to actually put their balls on the metaphorical table and do it. Anyway, I'm Reno Rumi. I hope you enjoyed the video for what it was. I hope you enjoyed Moist's take on it as well. That's all I got for you today. Fucking go away now.